So speaking of being held responsible now, how do we, are there ways we can start walking our way out of this? Children out of school, abuse, violence. I know you do a lot of work with, like you said, visiting schools and talking to the children and probably the teachers and parents as well. But is that enough?
Yeah, because it's not enough because not every child is in school.
Yes.
Not every child is in school. And sometimes I just wonder if the ones in school who we may consider privileged, also go through abuses. What about the ones who are left without any form of protection by their parents? They're on the street.
No information.
No information, no protection.
Yeah.
So it's more tasking managing those ones because a more deliberate effort has to be made to identify them. Of course, now we may not have too much of difficulty with identification because they're all over the streets. Identify them and then interview them, interact with them, know where they are coming from, who they live with. Because a good number of them don't live with their parents, while others also live with their parents. So know who they are, how you can locate them and get down to their roots. Speak with parents, know why exactly they're on the street. Not like we don't know, largely it's about economic reasons.
Yeah, mostly.
Yes, where children have become, part of the breadwinners. Then we look at what we can do. Because I'm not sure it's something that should be left to parents alone anymore. Because if you leave it to parents to handle, a lot of children would be left with lifelong scar, something they may not be able to handle.
Or even heal.
Exactly, as adolescents and as adults.
Sorry, we shouldn't forget the fact that parents abuse children also.
Yes. So even with the parents, exactly.
Yeah, so we have to have a system
where everybody is sort of involved.
Yes, a child protection system that goes even beyond the parents, because where the parent is the abuser, what do? I mean, that's going to be covered up completely. You wouldn't get to the streets. The kids on the streets are the ones we can see. But there are lots of children being abused in homes. And not just homes of people who are impoverished, but people who are educated and wealthy. Because
you hear a lot of stories about house helps.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. These kids are left with house helps most of the time, and they're being abused. So it's it's a system that has to be in place.
We can't all own organizations like this. Like you guys that do amazing work with children. A regular person like me now, if I want to help or get involved, what sort of things should I be thinking about?
I think first and foremost, being aware, information is vital. We need to, in our little environment, whether it's in your office, in your church, wherever you find yourself, you can talk to somebody and educate somebody about certain issues about abuse. And we know the basics. You can Google, thank God for information online, you can Google. The papers are there, we read every day, we can see, and there's signs, that, there's signs that can let you know when a child is abused. And I think it's all about being aware, information,
paying attention.
And you can tell the next person and do something, no matter how little, to let somebody know. I mean, we go out, talk to kids on the street monthly, and tell them, don't let anyone touch you. Whether it's mommy, daddy, they can't touch your private area. So little things like that go a long way. And I think that's what everybody can do in their little way to help the next child.
So you agree?
Yeah,
talking about what a regular Nigerian can do to get involved.
No, I mean, like she said, we can't overflow the issue of accessing information. The web is there. We can all access it. If you just simply Google even child's rights organizations, you see them. You get their contacts. You can actually feed them information regarding what goes on in your environment. And let me just touch on something. The issue of abuse. She mentioned parents and having a system that works, an inclusive system. Now, the same school I mentioned, the last one we went to this month, after the interaction with the children, we normally would call for questions, And because they're not always comfortable to come forth, they would write down their questions.
Okay.
And as we sift the questions and address them, if there are ones that we find troubling, we'll read out those ones and encourage the children to come forward and see us privately. Now, after that, one of the girls who came forward complained that she was seriously considering committing suicide. We're talking about a girl of 13. So we asked her why. She said she doesn't feel any good. She doesn't believe there is anything good about herself.
Yeah.
So we're like, why do you feel that way? She said that her mother doesn't treat her right. What does your mother do? That the way the mother talks to her, that the mother compares her with her younger sister and prefers her younger sister.
Psychological abuse.
Yeah. You
know, so like you said, that's before, sometimes even deeper than the physical.
Yes, because people are not looking, you can't see it.
And the mother in that case might not know that she's doing something
wrong. That's the point.
Because she was abused herself.
When you consistently behave or conduct yourself towards a child in a manner that leaves the child withdrawn, a manner that makes the child feel they are not loved, they are not wanted, you are abusing them emotionally, psychologically. So the mention of suicide, we couldn't wait. From the school, we went straight to their house. We met with the mother, A, B, C. The woman was shocked. The first thing that she blurted out was, what do you even know about suicide? She asked her daughter, you are just 13.
You see, not paying attention. Yeah. She wishes it away.
Yeah. So we told the woman, this girl feels not loved. She feels you don't want her.
Yeah.
And that you prefer her younger sister to her.
Yeah.
She actually opened up like, yeah, she's too lazy. All she wants to do is sleep and eat and all. That was when we said, madam, okay, fine. That's actually, that attests to the fact that you actually treat this girl in a particular way. Through this, you may not know the extent you go with your responses to her laziness, as you rightly said. She's the one at the receiving end. So she feels it, and the woman was...
She's a child.
She
Whether
is.
we like it or not.
She is, just 13.
She's a child.
But she was grateful for that visit.
Okay. You see,
and
I mean, good as, yes, go on, yes, subsequently.
We realized that the next time we saw the girl, like after 2 weeks, she was happy.
Beautiful.
She was doing well because the mother took the advice and she worked on what she said to her children.
That's a happy way to wrap this up. Thank you very much for being here today, and we'll continue this conversation definitely. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to go on with this, but thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick break now, and we'll be right back. Please stay with us.